Alright guys, so me, my father, my sister, my mother, and my uncle all made it to shore on the island of Catalina, which is I think 26 miles west of California. We took off at Long Beach. And my dad and my sister and I are going to thru-hike the Trans-Catalina Trail. It is 38 miles, and you go from Avalon to Two Harbors to all over the place. It's usually just like a 4 or 5 night hike, but we had to add a couple nights on because of scheduling. Some of them were full, the campsites, and also I'd like to say it's pretty expensive too if you want to do this hike. Right here is the beautiful dock, and we are just exploring the town of Avalon and their beaches and restaurants. Here it shows where we're going to hike. It's a lot of elevation gains and losses, that's for sure. And right here we had just said goodbye to my mom and my uncle. They took the ferry back and drove home. And us three headed on up to the first campsite, which is 1.5 miles away from the ferry port, and it's called Hermit Gulch. And we started our thru hike. How did deer get on here? Were they evolutionary deer?
I don't know. There's no coyotes.
There's foxes, maybe. Girl, do 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 do, not yet a woman. Do 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 do. Here I'm practicing working my drone I just bought. This is literally the first time I used it, and so I do not have any skills, but I hope to gain some more skills the more I use it, and hopefully get some better footage. And here's just a little bit more footage of the first campground, Hermit Gulch, 1.5 miles from Avalon. And there's quite a bit of campsites. There's like 40. There are flushing toilets and sinks. We were able to find a plug, but there's not too many plugs. And there's barbecues and picnic tables at every campsite. And this was a really nice one. We were in the valley, so we had some shade. And we actually saw a buck. 2 bucks just came walking right through our campsite like they owned it. It was a little nerve-wracking, actually. They bluff charged us when we tried to get our backpacks back. And later that evening, we saw a fox try to steal some of our food. So there's a lot of wildlife on our first night. Luckily, there are food lockers for every campsite, so we locked our food up that night. Don't bring your friends round. Don't bring your friends round. Well, I was still eating. Come out here. Get out here. I need a video of them, Jess. You totally ruined it. You got in front of it. 2, 3, 1. Okay, you went down, Dad, and I should have took ones. And here's another fucking one. Beautiful, darling, I love it. I'm never giving you a 9 in my life, except for right now. I don't like
That's how you play phase 10, everyone.
She just fucking won, and that's because she's a goddamn cheater. She won 5 rounds out of phase 10. There are only 10 rounds.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Or 6?
Yeah, we're watching Dr. Phil.